All right, folks, DJI has launched a new action camera called the Osmo Action 5 Pro. But how is it different from the Osmo Action 4? Should you upgrade? And more importantly, is it the best camera for vloggers? So in this video, guys, we'll check out the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, its features, and why it could be the perfect camera for vlogging. Oh, and also some cool accessories that can help enhance your vlogging experience. So let's see what's new on the Action 5 Pro. Now, the size and weight of the Action 5 Pro and the Action 4 are the same, 146 grams. And the Action 5 Pro still has the same sensor size, a 1/1.3-inch sensor. However, it comes with an increased dynamic range of 13.5 stops, which applies to all video specifications, including 4K at 60 frames per second. And this basically means it can capture more detail in bright and dark areas. Now, the Action 5 Pro also features dual OLED touch screens, which is a bit brighter than the dual LCD touchscreen on the Action 4. You also notice the larger screen size on the back, which is 16% more screen real estate than on the Action 4. Now, if you like capturing photos, the Action 5 Pro captures at a much higher resolution of 40 megapixel than the 10 megapixel on the Action 4. Now, this is a huge one. The battery life has been improved to 4 hours, so 50% longer than the Action 4's 2-hour battery. And this means you can vlog or shoot longer without worrying about constantly changing batteries. Now, an exciting new feature is the subject centering and tracking on the Action 5 Pro. In this mode, you can shoot up to 2.7K at 60 frames per second. And what it does is it keeps the subject you are filming in the middle of the frame by tracking it and cropping the image. What's also really cool is that I can also leave the camera on a tripod, and you'll notice that it will still keep tracking me smoothly. Now, I did notice that if you use a low shutter speed like 1/50, you will get a lot of motion blur in your video. So for the best results when using subject tracking, I recommend cranking up that shutter speed. This way the tracking will look more natural. So in that case, you don't really need a gimbal. And I think this is very useful for those who vlog or need to film themselves that don't want to worry about being cut out of the frame. Now, you will lose a bit of resolution, but if you're using it for social media, this is actually a great option. And it works really well for both horizontal and vertical videos. Now, if you're into water activities, the Action 5 Pro is waterproof up to 20 meters without an external housing, while the Action 4's waterproof depth is 18 meters. What's also new on the Action 5 Pro is that it comes with 47 gigabytes of built-in storage, which is a significant upgrade compared to the Action 4, which doesn't have any. While you still have the option to insert an external memory card on the Action 5 Pro, it's still great to have the option of an internal storage in case you forget your memory card. Now, same on the Action 4, you can record slow motion in 4K at 120 frames per second. But now you also have the additional option of filming in a 4:3 aspect ratio. And compared to the 16:9 aspect ratio, 4:3 gives more room for composition when shooting and allows for more options when cropping later. All right, so let me show you the best video settings for recording cinematic videos. Starting with the resolution and frame rate, I shoot in 4K 25 frames per second in a 16:9 ratio. 4K allows me to shoot in the highest resolution and gives me more flexibility if I need to reframe the shot. And I shoot in 25 frames per second for all my talking head video and if I don't plan on slowing down the video. As for the stabilization, I choose rock steady, especially when I do vlogs. This keeps the footage stabilized. And as for the perspective, I use the ultra wide. This way I can fit more in the frame. Next up is I switch from auto to the pro video settings. So you can see over here, I'm now in the pro section. And starting with the exposure, I set the ISO to the lowest number, which is 100, and the shutter speed to 1/50. This allows me to achieve that natural looking motion blur. As for the white balance, I make sure to choose a custom one. I avoid the auto white balance as this will otherwise introduce color shifts in my video, and this will also be very hard to fix in the edit. So most of the time I leave it at 5500 Kelvin, especially on sunny days. Otherwise, I adjust it accordingly. Now, as for the color, I shoot in D-Log, which gives me that 10-bit color and allows for more flexibility in the color grading process. And you will get that flat picture profile, which can make it hard to see what you're shooting. So what you can do is enable color recovery over here, and you'll see it will add an assisting LUT to it. But for now, I'm gonna leave it off. As for the image adjustment, I set the texture to -2 and the noise reduction to -1. And once I have all of that dialed in, I make sure to save this as a preset. Now I already have my presets created, one for 4K 25 frames per second and a second one for 4K 50 frames per second and another one for the subject tracking. And by having these presets, it will save you time to switch between these different camera settings. So I now want to show you some accessories that are available that can help you get the most out of your Action 5 Pro. So first up is the DJI Mic 2 transmitter. I'm actually using it right now. It is sold separately, and I really think this is a great tool for improving your sound quality. And you can use it with the Action 5 Pro. It connects via Bluetooth, so you don't need a receiver. And this lets you record hands-free while still getting clear sound. And you can also do that with the Action 4. However, a new feature on the Action 5 Pro is that it allows you to vlog or do interviews with two people, capturing both voices at the same time. You can use two transmitters to record two audio sources. And what's also useful is that you can turn on the built-in mic backup to record your surroundings at the same time. This way you can use that ambient sound in your videos to create a more immersive experience. Now on the DJI Mic 2 transmitter, you can also use noise canceling when filming in loud environments. So we're gonna do a vlog test. I'm using the DJI Mic 2 on the Action 5 Pro, and beside it I have the Action 4. This way we can compare the image quality. I'm using the same settings on both, so 4K 25 frames per second, shooting in D-Log, and I have Rocksteady stabilization enabled, as well as the ultra wide angle lens. And I'm using an ND8 filter. So let me know if you see any difference in image quality. So what I want to do now is to test the noise canceling feature. So right now I have it disabled, but if I press this button, the noise canceling feature is enabled and you should hear less of the ambient sound and my voice should be more present. Now I prefer to add voice isolation in the editing process, but if you want to skip that step, this is a really great option. Right, so now testing the low light performance on the Action 5, which is over here, and then we have the Action 4 on this side. So I have white balance set to auto, I have the exposure set to auto, and on this one I'm using the super night mode, while on this one I'm just using the standard video mode. And I'm just gonna walk along this park. Now just for comparison, I'm now using the standard video mode on the Action 5 with the exposure set to auto, using the ultra wide angle lens, 4K 25 frames per second in D-Log. And same settings apply to the Action 4. So this way you can see the difference. Now, another accessory that has been really helpful is using my iPhone and connected to the Action 5 Pro with the DJI Mimo app. And this allows me to see what I'm recording in real time and can also start and stop recording from a distance. And by the way, you can also do that with the DJI Mic 2 transmitter by pressing on a button. For me, having that real-time view is very helpful for filming myself alone, and I also use it to get the right exposure in my shot. With tools like the histogram and zebra, I can make sure my footage is properly exposed. And speaking of exposure, another accessory that is important to have are ND filters. ND filters are a must-have for achieving a natural motion blur in your shot and making your video look more film-like. And DJI offers a set of ND filters compatible with the Action 5 Pro and Action 4. Now, what's included in the package are the magnetic quick release mount, and this saves me so much time when taking different shots and keeping your camera safely attached. Plus, you can quickly change position for horizontal and vertical shooting when using the camera with the case. Now, this next accessory, which I think especially vloggers will love, is the Osmo Action multifunctional charging handle. It really makes vlogging easier and more convenient as you get a handle and is comfortable to hold on, and you can also keep the camera further away. It includes a built-in battery to extend your shooting time, and there are buttons to start and stop recording and change shooting modes and much more. It also has built-in tripod legs for placing the camera on flat surfaces, and you also get 2 1/4 screw holes for adding extra accessories. Plus, to the back, you have a 3.5mm jack where you can connect a shotgun mic, for example. So if you do interviews or vlogs on the go, this is actually a very handy accessory. Now, it doesn't come with a built-in extension rod, so if you're looking for that, you might want to check out the Osmo Action 1.5 meter extension rod kit. Now, when it comes to getting B-roll footage, there are many accessories available to help you capture different views. And you can buy a set of accessories on Amazon that includes everything you need to start filming great shots. And in the next part, I'll use some of these tools to show you unique angles so you can see how I use them in real life examples. And I'll also leave links to all the products mentioned in the video description below. So should you upgrade from the Action 4 to the Action 5 Pro? Well, it really depends on what you need. Now, if you have the Action 4, you probably don't need to upgrade since the image quality is still very good and it has many similar features. However, if you want better battery life, improved low light performance, better photo quality, the center and track subject feature, and the ability to interview or vlog with 2 people using 2 transmitters, then the Action 5 Pro might be worth it. If you don't have an action camera yet and are thinking about getting one, the Action 5 Pro is definitely a good choice. So who's the Osmo Action 5 Pro for? I think it's for anyone who enjoys outdoor activities and wants to record their adventures in the best quality possible. It's definitely also great for vloggers, content creators, and professionals needing a simple, tough, high-quality action camera. Now, to me, the Action 5 Pro is not only great as a vlogging camera, but also for capturing unique angles in my videos. And there are also so many various accessories available to get different perspectives for your B-roll. Now let me know what you think about the Osmo Action 5 Pro in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.